All right, so this quick video is on wrapper classes. So if you remember to, and I'm not going to get into a ton of detail, you can look it up on wrapper classes. Basically what you need to know here is if I want to make an array list, so java.util .list and import java.util.ArrayList will make. So if I make a list, so list equals new array list, okay, and I want this array to hold integers. If you look here, you can see that all these collections, lists, take in an object. So you need to put an object in here. So I can't, so if I need to have an object in here, I can't have a primitive data type. So I can't come in here and do what we did before and do this, okay? Because an int, that's a primitive data type, that's not an object. So we have to make what is called a wrapper class. So a wrapper class is basically for all the primitive data types, int, double, float, boolean, there is a wrapper class. And it's very simply a class made that just basically does the same thing as the primitive data type, except it's an object. So it's a reference variable rather than a primitive data type. So all of them are the same. So instead of int, it's integer, and it's a capital because it's a class, integer. And now you can see it takes in an integer, and then we can say, you know, list.add 5. Okay. We can also sit here, if you want to, you can make wrapper classes. So if I did, like you guys are used to doing, you know, int x equals 0, well that's a primitive data type. You could do integer x equals new integer, and then we're going to put there 5 or whatever, okay? And now you're going to, if you do x dot, you're going to see stuff because now it's a class. So you can see double value, int value, you can do a lot more stuff. Whereas before when I just did, you know, int x equals 5, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do. X dot's not going to bring up anything because it's not an object. So just make sure that if you're going to make a list to hold integers, that is what you should do, or that is what you should see. And then you can just go about it the same way, list.add 5, list.add 6, so on. Double is the same. Okay, so double will be the same there. You can see I have an error because that's not a double, but I can put, you know, 5.4, and I'll be fine there. So all the primitive data types have a wrapper class, and that is just how you, if you do that if you need to. So if you see that, don't be, you know, confused by it. If you want to make a list of integers or doubles or booleans or things like that, that is what you're going to need to do. All right?